Welcome! In this video we will go through the chapter called Tuskarr Troubles. Before we get into that, let's check out what we did in the previous chapter called Into the Archives. Now once again I will be checking wiki for that because the lorebook entries are gone once you complete the campaign or the first campaign. Okay, so Into the Archives, which is the first chapter of the Azure span. You arrived at the Azure span to help the Kirintor and Kalagos, the aspect of the Blue Dragons, track down the Azure Oathstone. You fought off a Primalist attack in Camp Antonidas before traveling to the Azure Archives. There you discovered the Azure Oathstone and the simulacrum of Sindragosa, former Prime Consort of the Blue Dragonflight. Sindragosa informed you and Kalagos that the Azure Oathstone could not be empowered until the ley lines within the Azure span were repaired. You set off to find the Tuskarr within Azure span for better guidance regarding the location of the ley lines. Now this setting off to find the Tuskarr is actually not really what we did in the previous video. We just reported in with Noriko, who is right in front of us. So yeah, let me just think. Is there anything I should mention first? Well, just like the previous chapter, you need to be at least level 65 to be able to start this chapter, or at least you need to be level 65 when you do it for the first time, the chapter or the campaign. Once you completed the chapter or the campaign, you well, all requirements are removed. Okay, so let's get this thing rolling. Ask the locals.
We'll speak soon.
Kalagos is wise to seek the Tuskarr's counsel. You have generations of experience with this land. Many are resting here on their way to their various camps across the span. Ask around. One of them must know about the ley lines. Speak to Tuskarr around Camp Antonidas.
Be careful. If you Tuskarr will talk your ears off if you let them.
Okay. So what I did not mention in the previous video is that we actually already met a Tuskarr. This was the character next to Glania when she was the Tuskarr was actually teaching her how to fish. So that was at the start of the previous chapter. Okay, and this is where it becomes difficult when it comes to names. Coricunit the Whalebringer.
I have plenty to offer.
And you do not see this when you go through the chapter for the first time. Been too long on land. Do you know of any ley lines in the area?
What now? Lake lines? You mean rivers? What nonsense are you on about?
Okay, so he clearly doesn't know what ley lines are. Okay, next one then. Names again. Joko Mupat. Joko Mupat, yeah, I guess.
Come, settle down for a spell.
I don't remember the eyes of the mountains reaching so far west. I wonder if it spread south all the way to Imbu. I'm looking for pockets of concentrated magic in the Azure span.
There's magic in the land everywhere. It's in every rock, plant, animal. Why, the legend of Fox Rose Fortos goes, there once was...
Let's run away. So just as Noriko said, they will talk your ears off. Okay, next up we have Jesus names. Babu Unitak.
Greetings, stranger.
Soup isn't ready yet. You'll have to wait a bit. I'm looking for crystals. Purple crystals. In caves.
Oh, the Gleam Coves! Yes, they're everywhere. We try not to disturb them. Chieftain Panoliak knows more about that kind of thing.
Pernoliak passed, remember? Berne's chieftain now.
Ah, that's right. She was here with the funeral caravan not long ago. You just missed her.
Alrighty then, so they do know about
The
ley
day
lines.
just became more interesting.
Brenna is your best bet.
We'll remember you.
Catch the caravan. You should catch up with Brenna. Her caravan passed through no more than a few hours ago. They were collecting our late chieftain's most prized possessions for a funeral to honor him. Given that the caravan was heavily burned, she can't be far ahead. Catch up with Brenna near the Big Tree Hills.
With that dragon, you'll catch up with them in no time.
Alright, so the path we'll be taking is basically the same one from which we entered Camp Antonidas. So if you head west, then you'll see a intersection. You go to the right and you keep following the path until the next intersection, where you take a left. So in the previous chapter we came from the right over there. So this is different. Here you can see Brenna.
Hang in there, Hanu. You're no good to Noruk dead.
Norok.
What's going on over here? So it seems they got attacked.
Well now, you're certainly different.
Busy at the moment. You must be Brenna.
Next time, I'll bring... This is no time to chat. Our caravan was ambushed by gnolls. They took half my people, and many left are seriously wounded. We can talk once my brothers and sisters are safe.
I was just pondering on what if I forgot anything to say. No, if I forgot to say anything at the start of this video. Well, basically, I could have mentioned that you get, or you pick this chapter up from Camp Antonidas. So yeah, maybe that was essential to mention. And it is, this chapter is still part of the achievement called Azure Spanner. Alright, no more distractions then. The gnolls were ruthless in their assault. They hit us hard and fast, and took everything that wasn't nailed down.
No more waiting. I must save Noruk.
Hanu, wait! Please, stranger. I'd appreciate any help you can offer us.
And then she's off to healing other injured Tuskarr. So, we saw one Tuskarr earlier. Over here we can see that they actually look like walruses that walk on 2 feet. That kind of reminds me of, I can't think of their name right now, from the Battle of Azeroth. The Zortolans. They also love the good story, so like Noriko said, be careful they don't talk your ears off. We'll need to be at least as cunning as these gnolls if we want to recover what they stole. Howling in the Big Tree Hills.
I'm glad we met, friend.
The gnolls that attacked our caravan were led by 3 lieutenants. Names again. Durgan was flanked by a dozen hyenas. Carol cackled maniacally each time we tried to pursue him and fell for one of his steel-jaw traps. Bakra taunted us mercilessly. To have a hope in recovering what was stolen, they must be slain. Slay Durgan, Corwall and Bakra. For that we get... okay, not an upgrade. Pant armor. Snap the traps. The hills ahead are littered with insidious bladejaw traps. With a keen eye, you should be able to locate them. Very carefully spring the traps using this old Tuskarr trick. A long stick. Know that while stepping on them is another way to set the traps off. I wouldn't recommend it. Once enough have been removed, find Hanu. Elder Poa and I will catch up when we can. So spring 5 bladejaw traps. And last but not least, Elder Poa. Let me just clear my throat. Those aren't for chewing. I found one of Penoliak's funerary offerings, mishandled and then discarded by these Shadowpaw gnolls. It has bite marks all over it. This offering and others like it are needed for the memorial ceremony for the recently deceased Tuskarr chieftain. It's a travesty that something so sacred should be employed as a chew toy. Please keep an eye out for more offerings. Recover 8 funerary offerings.
Be on your guard. There's nothing so cunning and cruel as a shade-paw gnoll.
What troll? There are no trolls here.
Of course, Elder.
Okay. So yeah, back there I was trying to say 2 words in 1 word again. Seems to be a habit of mine. Not one that I like. And apparently they know how to skulk. Shadepaw gnolls.
I require a target.
Big tree. Ours. 1 funerary offering collected. Grinning dolphin fetish. The long toothy skull of a dolphin symbolizing leadership. Chipped in several places from being chewed on. Alright. Oh, and as you saw, you can spot them from the objective marker around them.
I must get closer.
Even if they are in stealth mode. Beaded feather band. Eagle feathers woven with beads and leather string. I would suspect it's a leather string, but well. So eagle feathers woven with beads and a leather string, symbolizing sound judgment. Teeth marks are evident in the leather and several beads are broken. Too bad we can't see a stick. That would have been funny. Poking the trap. Alright, so it seems that there are quite a lot of targets over here. That's not really a good idea for this character. Another trap. Actually, let's go for the targets first. The lieutenants. There doesn't seem to be any gnolls hiding nearby. Actually, I did hear something. Oh, you can do this from stealth, that's nice. That's quite simple then. Alright, so over here we can find Hyena Master Durgan. Just be a cheapskate. You actually do have pockets.
I'm out of range.
Aww. Would have been nice if you could use it on them. Alright, so I'm guessing we can't sap these. Oh, we can. Okay, cool.
Release hyenas!
Let's drop that.
Need more hyenas!
It actually went better than I expected. Alright, so that's 1 out of 3 targets taken care of. The one who was said to have a dozen hyenas around her, which is, well, not what we are seeing. Oh, okay, there's more over here, over there, over there. Okay then. You just weren't close enough to her, I guess. Let's leave the pickpocketing for some other time. And in this cave we can find our next target called... Wait for it. Trap Layer Curl. Which is... well, I guess you can see why he got his name.
Trap you! Trap you!
Now be careful as to avoid the traps. It's weird that this character is doing so well. It's nice, of course, but as I was trying to say, it's nice, of course, but I do recall having some more trouble with this character. Oh well. So last target, Bakra the Bully. And after that we will have to kill some more gnolls to get funerary offerings. Oh, he's actually bullying his own people, okay. So I guess we'll be helping him. Them.
Now you suffer!
Make sure you don't get caught by that, because that's actually a fear. I guess that fun's over now. Alright, so 6 more funerary offerings. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, okay, I didn't actually check its health. It was mine. Okay, so apparently the others hit harder than their leaders, than their lieutenants. Which doesn't really make sense, but well. Alright, hyena. I'd rather avoid fighting 3 targets. Then again, there's really not a lot of places that you can go to kill them in one-on-one combat. As I was saying. FYI, thank you for a follow. Or by the way, rather than FYI. And there we go, 2 more offerings. We didn't get this one yet. Mark of the Provider. An expertly crafted bone totem representing a successful Tuskarr fisherman. Deep tooth marks have created cracks in the bone. Right, so the hyenas... Oh, they do drop something. They have the chance to drop something? Okay. Even though this one didn't. Guessing the lesser gnolls don't really have high drop chances. Or drop rates. Me? Pray? Engraved tusk. A delicately decorated mammoth tusk, honoring one that provides. Coated with congealed, still damp slobber. Alrighty then, sounds delicious. Or not. So it seems like they've been drooling all over them. And of course chewing items. Oh, that heals him. I was going to say let's keep an eye out in case they do... Oh, that sounds really close. In case they perform another munch ability. Uh-huh. Okay. You nasty little bugger. Figured.
Too far away.
Not sneak enough. Alright, so now that the dot is gone, just check. Nope, nothing else to do. Alrighty then, let's go and turn in the quests with Hanu, the one who rushed off to save her husband. So if you go north or over here, you will find Hanu. Guess I should have really just mounted up. Okay, so she is here right in front of the cave. Hanu is panting heavily, having exerted herself. She is clearly injured again.
Watch yourself.
Good, you did what I could not. But there is another gnoll leading the Shade Paw, more terrifying than the tree you encountered.
See you soon. I got this.
And this doesn't really look nice.
So long.
Well done. It will be safer for Brenna to make her way here.
I got this.
Hanu leans forward and gazes into your pack, hopefully.
Watch yourself.
Hanu's nose crinkles. Ugh, slathered in slobber. They will have to suffice for the chieftain's memorial.
Brenna, you came.
I see you've been busy.
Norak and the others, they're in the den. Karkpaw is in there, and all these sickly gnolls.
Slow down, Hanu.
Tell me everything.
So something I didn't point out yet. She surely put up a nice fight, apparently. Her being a Hanu. Null way out. I've tracked the captured Tuskarr, including my husband Norak, to this cave. Norak doesn't always look out for his own hide, so that responsibility falls to me. But I'm not too proud to ask for help. Please, rescue them. Rescue Norak and the 3 other captive Tuskarr. And not the 3, but 3 other captive Tuskarr. We must learn more. We must learn more about these gnolls and what they're plotting.
Until next we meet.
I'm catching a strange scent on the wind. Something here isn't right. Hanu described the gnolls in this cave as strange and sickly. We should learn more about what is causing this. Don't let your guard down. Despite their sickly appearance, expect them to be just as devious and dangerous. Kill 16 Shadepaw gnolls in Karkpaw's den. And next we have leader of the Shadepaw pack.
Let's swap stories again soon.
Karkpaw is the true leader of the gnolls in this part of the forest. We've had unpleasant encounters with him in the past. This time was different. He carried a strange totem that seemed to twist his very essence. Karkpaw must be stopped and this totem recovered. I fear the gnolls are meddling in something darker than we can imagine. Kill Karkpaw and recover his totem. And for that we get a nice upgrade on the weapon. Now, this one is going to be hard to impersonate. Supplies. There was no sign of our stolen hunting supplies in the big tree hills. They must be in that cave. Keep an eye out for the supply containers and be prepared for anything. I would not trust the gnolls to leave the goods unprotected. Recover the caches of hunting supplies.
I will go with you.
No, Hanu. I will not lose you to Karkpaw. Our newfound friend is quite skilled. Trust in them.
Alrighty then. No more dialogue. So yeah, I guess that impersonation of Elder Poa didn't really work out so well. But well. So, sickly pilferer, sickly shaman, and so on and so forth. So they're all sickly. We have supplies for you? Sound right?
Get closer.
Hunting game calls. Mouth calls that mimic the clucks, squeaks, snarls and chatters of wild animals native to the Azure span. Okay, that's 1 out of 3 items that we found.
Too far away.
go, 2 out of 16 killed. Now up here we have another item that we can, or that we need to loot. And this one is carrying a dead Tuskarr, that damn bastard. Let's sap one of them. Guessing that we will get into a fight.
Dare to steal from my crucibles? I am coming for you, little worms. You will perish in flames.
And unfortunately, the next patch started already, so some things you aren't supposed to hear yet are being, well, aired already. So that was an event from the next patch, 10.1. Alright, another low health one. I mean, I don't like spiders either, but there's no need to kill them all. Oh dear! I do hope I'm not too close to it. Okay, well, seem to be safe inside of this cavern. Alright, barrel of salt. An assortment of seasonings and salts used to preserve and prepare game. Supplies?
I need to target something first.
Serves you right for ambushing us. Struck by lightning. All wither, all fall. And in this cage we can find the first Tuskarr that we are to save. They are trying to spread this sickness. Alrighty then, actually I'm going to skip ahead to Karkpaw, because there's obviously enough targets up here or down here so that we could complete this objective. More bones to rot! Spread rot! Righty then, that's 10 out of 16. Oh, and I have a bleed running. So I'm just gonna give it a second. As you can see, there is a item that we have to loot. I guess there should be a carrot that points upwards, but well.
Rock you! Tusked ones!
Whoops, let's take that totem out. This one seems quite a bit not faster, stronger than the lieutenants. Seeing as he's a leader, that's natural, I guess.
Rot will spread everywhere! No escape!
And we get Karkpaw's totem. Karkpaw's totem drips with an unnatural and endless fetid ooze that decays anything it touches. The nauseating stench is unbearable. Sounds like a jolly good day you're having. Looming end, I'm not sure what that does, but does sound like something you want to interrupt. All will rot, even me. That's the same text, I guess. Yeah. Alright, and up here we have a third Tuskarr that we can save. Let's interrupt that again.
I'm out of range.
Alright. There is more, well, text from them, but apparently they are being cheap on that. Nothing that special, but still. I do like seeing it all. Or reading it all.
I must get closer.
And last but not least, skinning tools, or a barrel of skinning tools. Precision tools used to separate the skin, flesh and bone of fresh game. Supplies! Oh no, vicious bite again. Oh, okay, I thought that was the bleed.
I'm out of range.
Right, so we now have to find Naruk and kill 2 more shadebot gnolls. So as you can see, Naruk can be found over here. That sounded weird. Unfortunately, they are standing over his corpse. These gnolls. Let's interrupt that again. It doesn't look too healthy. So poor Naruk.
You saw right through my feign death. I learned it by studying the local Vorquin. I'll make my escape like a slippery Ottock. My eternal thanks for the timely rescue.
So he was feigning death. Oh, and he's quite adept at stomping them as well, or not? Thought he was, but he's not. So as you can see, he can stomp the den skittlings. Because that's what you do to spiders. Alright, so that's actually a back exit. You can just take the same way you came in from as well. Especially if you're stealth, if you have stealth. Okay, let's speak to Hanu first, since her husband is returned.
Hello there. You're just fascinating.
Hanu wrinkles her cheeks and shoots a tusky grin at Naruk. I'm beyond relieved that Naruk made it out alive. We will mourn those we lost once we return to Tuskarr. Or just wondering, how do you wrinkle your cheeks? Of course you can't see it, but I'm trying to do it right now.
Your help is greatly appreciated.
We have never seen Rod take on a form like this. This is troubling.
I'm glad we met, friend.
Did you recover Karkpaw's totem?
Next time, I'll bring soup.
Brenna recoils in disgust as she accepts the totem. Karkpaw was always violent. He was also a coward. He and his band never attacked us if we traveled in large numbers. Something has changed him. His totem is behind it. Epic upgrade, that's nice. And that seems bugged, but well. Alright, let's replace it first. Cool. Am I gonna try and impersonate her voice again? Well, let's give it a try. I'd hate for Tuskarr to go hungry.
What? Goodbye?
Elder.
Yes. All right then.
Elder Poa looks approvingly at the supplies you've recovered. The Tuskarr will hunt again. Alright, so as you saw, we also gained another renown level with the Tuskarr. So There's a lot to do because there's 30 renown levels, and every level you get some new rewards, just as in the previous renown trees, or whatever you want to call them. Spreading decay. Brenna turns Karkpaw's totem over and over in her thick hands. Karkpaw is a pawn. Karkpaw is a pawn. He isn't the source of this rot. We must find it before the decay spreads further. The closest Tuskarr presence from here is a trading outpost just across the bridge on the way to Iskara. We should check in with him, and quickly. Meet Brenna at the trading outpost.
Let's be off. We will do what we can to aid you once we uncover the source of this rot.
Judging by the Gnoll's sudden aggression, I fear for the inhabitants of the trading outpost.
Norak, get out of your head and get a move on!
Yes, yes, coming.
Before you run into trouble again, buddy. And then they disappear. Okay, so let's just keep following the waypoint. Take to the skies. And following the waypoint leads you back to the road. And across this bridge.
I hate being right all the time.
I hate how insufferable you are. All the time.
Shh, loves. Both of you.
All the time. What was her voice again?
Your help is greatly appreciated.
As I feared, they were attacked as well.
Until next we meet.
Another ambush. A tragedy, and potentially the first of many more. Find out what Acuin knows, then examine anyone who fell in the attack. I have my hunches about what happened here. Let's see if the clues support my theory. Meanwhile, I'll try to reassure my rattled friends. Speak to Acuin, and examine 4 nearby corpses.
Tell my friend what you told me.
If you insist.
Oh dear, he doesn't look too healthy.
Greetings, stranger.
Acuin gazes upon you with weary eyes. For your own safety, please don't stand too close. I am injured and unwell. Can you tell me what happened?
Come speak. They came without warning. Foul-fetid gnolls. The only thing they took was my friends' lives. I'll be dead soon. Like the others. You are not dying.
He's right. You'll pull through, Acuin. We'll escort you to safety.
Okay, so apparently his name is pronounced Acuin. I'm afraid they are giving him false hope because he really looks bad. Poor fella. Alright, so if you go north, you can find the first victim of the attack. Tuskarr fisherman. Claw marks crisscross along this Tuskarr's back. She was clearly killed while fleeing. Oddly, the fresh wounds have already begun to fester. Inspect the corpse further. And when you do so, you are attacked by oozing decay, which are aberrations. So that really doesn't bode well. Apparently the corruption manifests in the corpses of the Tuskarr. Gnolls would normally retrieve their prey, or at least their belongings, but they have left this Tuskarr and his things. Inspect the corpse further. And once again, we are attacked. Refresh my poisons. Okay, to the west we can find a festering gnoll, and if you're not careful, a short-coat bear. Alright. The hide of this foul gnoll is reminiscent of Karkpaw, but even more fetid. His fur is missing, in patches, and what remains is matted with oozing pus. Inspect the corpse further, and as you might have expected, we are once again, well, met by oozing decay. And then, last but not least, the fourth body is to your northeast. That's a Tuskarr craftsman. There are wicked daggers embedded in this corpse. The blades are clearly of gnoll design, but you saw no such weapons with the shade-bald gnolls. And, yep, you guessed it, oozing decay. Alright, now that we've investigated the bodies, let's return to the outpost and check in with Brenna. This is truly a tragedy, but at least we can follow the clues. We're getting closer to the source of this rot.
Let's swap stories again soon.
And Renown Tree. Urgent action required. The source of these attacks must be the Brackenhide. We fought with the Brackenhide gnolls for generations, but until now they've been nothing more than a nuisance. We have no choice but to take urgent action against the gnolls. Their foul decay will destroy the Azure span, including whatever you're searching for. Meet us outside Brackenhide. We will need all the help we can get. Meet Brenna at Brackenhide. Okay, upgrade, nice.
Until next, Noruk and I will find a safe location near Brackenhide. Hanu, please guard the caravan the rest of the way to Iskara.
You need my protection more.
No, your children do. All of Iskara does if we are unable to contain this decay. Go home and get yourself a bowl of soup. Rest.
Give the children my love, Hanu.
Fine. Be safe.
Fine. That's weird. The caravan? What caravan? Where are the others? And as you can see, they disappear again. Okay, so let's keep following the road once again. Cross the bridge until you get to the ancient outlook. And down this dirt road.
I can smell the rot on the wind.
You can find Brenna and Noruk. Alright, so this is the Brackenhide camp.
It's always good to meet someone new.
Just standing here, I can feel the dread of this forest wash over me. Something is deeply wrong here. I'm beginning to regret sending our best fighter back to Iskara.
Next time, I'll bring
Somewhere around here. Ah, my friend. What a pleasant surprise. And you've made some new friends, I see. Greetings. I am Caligos, and I am searching for ley crystal caves. I believe I sense one nearby, and yet...
ley lines. There is a gleam cove deep within Brackenhide, yes. But the gnolls have made this forest thick with decay.
Okay, so we spent all this time helping them, which is also not...
Decay? Could it have eaten at the ley line itself? Oh, this is dire, indeed.
Which is a nice thing to do, of course, helping them out, but Caligos only just arrived and he already got the information that we wanted. Okay, so as you saw, we have completed the chapter called Tuskarr Troubles. So that means we will conclude the video right here. So I guess for the next video I will try to cut that part in. Well, because it's really part of both chapters, I guess, or surely of next chapter. Anyway, let's summarize what we did on this chapter. I'm just thinking, not forgetting anything, am I? Nope. Okay, so at the start of this chapter, we spoke to some of the Tuskarr at Camp Antonidas. One of them told us that they call the caves in which the ley crystals are found Glimmer Caves. We were redirected to the new Tuskarr chieftain, Brenna, who should be able to tell us all about the Glimmer Caves. So, Brenna, right here. She had just departed from Camp Antonidas in pursuit of mementos of the previous chieftain for his funeral. We followed the road out of Camp Antonidas and ran into the ransacked Tuskarr convoy. Apparently they were attacked by gnolls and several of the Tuskarr had been kidnapped well, in the process of the attack. While the new chieftain was mending to the wounds of the survivors, one Tuskarr, Hanu, rushed off to save her husband. We followed her into the gnoll camp and cleared out some gnoll traps, as well as some of their well, more important members, lieutenants. We also recovered some stolen mementos, well, along with clearing the traps and killing the important members. Afterwards we met up with Hanu, who got injured once again. We then entered the lair of the gnolls to clear some of them out and to recover some stolen supplies, as well as to take out their leader. This leader dropped a fetid totem that seemed to be well, not really the origin of the foul magic being used, but still it surely was spreading this decay. So after showing this totem to the chieftain, we rushed off to a trade checkpoint. Unfortunately, we were too late and the gnolls had already attacked, killing several Tuskarr in the process. We were told to inspect the corpses, but when doing so, we noticed how the corruption seemed to have manifested. We were attacked by oozing, well, elemental blobs, I guess. We then reported back to the chieftain, who saw signs that it was a different gnoll tribe responsible for this attack, so the Brackenhide. We departed for their camp, and at the entrance we were met by Kaleios. We learned that one of the, well, how did he call them? The Glimmer Coves should be inside of this encampment. Where was it? Yeah, Lake Crystal Caves. So the Gleam Cove, as the Skarrans seem to call it. So yeah, if one of those coves is inside of the camp, we can safely assume that in the next video or the next chapter we'll be entering the camp to well, both check in on that Gleam Cove and to stop the spread of the corruption or the decay by the gnolls. Okay, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you will check out this next video as well. See ya!